Millionaire CEO shocked by blackboy at interview, daddy's sick in Mars colony. Beginning. The glass towers of Novice Corp headquarters pierced the sky of New Atlanta, the capital city of Earth's global federation in the year 2149. For most people, even stepping inside its lobby was a dream. The corporation controlled interplanetary shipping, colonization projects, and nearly every technology people used in daily life. For the elite, Novice Corp was a golden chariot. For the poor, it was a gate with no key. Reginald Huxley, billionaire CEO of Novice Corp, prided himself on being untouchable. His time was booked down to the second. Yet, on this morning, his assistant nervously approached him as he scanned through holographic reports of dwindling resources from Mars Colony Alpha. "Sir," she began, "there's a boy here for the internship interviews." Reginald didn't even look up. "Then send him to HR." "Why are you wasting my time?" He insisted. "He said you'd want to hear him out personally." His words were, and I quote, "Tell the millionaire CEO I'll solve his Mars problem if he just listens for 5 minutes." That made Reginald glance up. A child? Claiming he could solve a crisis that had top scientists stumped? It had to be a prank. Still, his curiosity was piqued. "Fine. Bring him in." Moments later, a boy no older than 13 walked in. His clothes were clean but obviously worn, patched at the elbows, and his shoes looked too small for his growing feet. His skin was dark as polished onyx, and his eyes held a determination far beyond his age. "Name?" Reginald asked, leaning back in his floating chair. "Malik Johnson," the boy said firmly. "And I don't have long, sir. My daddy's sick. He's in the hospital, and I need this job to help him. Please just let me show you what I built." Reginald arched an eyebrow. This was absurd. Yet Malik pulled from his backpack a compact device made from scrap metal, old processors, and even parts scavenged from broken household bots. He set it on the desk. "It's a terraforming filter," Malik explained. "Not just for Earth atmospheres, it can work on Mars. I tested it on simulations. It could solve the colony's oxygen crisis." The CEO stared at the contraption, amused but skeptical. But when Malik activated it, the device hummed to life, cycling air through tiny glowing panels. The holoscreen showed a real-time readout of carbon dioxide splitting into oxygen and carbon dust at a rate Reginald had only seen in experimental labs. "Impossible," Reginald muttered. "Who taught you this?" Malik lifted his chin proudly. "No one, sir. I learned from stolen minutes in the public library, from e-books people throw away, and from fixing broken bots in my neighborhood. My dad, he always told me to use my mind even if the world don't care about me." For the first time in years, Reginald was speechless. Middle. Reginald didn't know why he entertained it, but he gave Malik a chance. The boy was placed under strict supervision in Novice Corp's R&D lab. Within days, Malik stunned everyone. He improved the prototype, making it portable, cheap, and more efficient than anything their billion-dollar scientists had created. Word spread fast. The board of directors demanded to know who this mysterious prodigy was. Rival corporations began sniffing around. And yet Malik's focus never wavered. Every night, after endless hours of tinkering, he would slip away to the hospital to sit by his father's bedside. His dad, a once strong construction worker who'd inhaled toxic dust on Mars years ago, now coughed and struggled to breathe. "Daddy, I'm close," Malik whispered one night, gripping his father's frail hand. "This machine, it's gonna help you too. They'll have to give you treatment if I prove it works." His father smiled weakly. "Son, just promise me, don't let them use you. These rich men, they'll take your mind and leave you with nothing." Reginald, who had been secretly watching Malik's progress through surveillance feeds, felt a rare pang in his chest. The boy's words struck him in a place he thought long dead. He remembered growing up poor before his rise to power, before greed had hardened him. The crisis on Mars worsened. Reports streamed in, colonists were suffocating, riots were breaking out, and Novascorp's monopoly was under fire from the World Federation. Investors demanded solutions. One late evening, Malik barged into Reginald's office with urgency. "Sir, I cracked it. But we have to move fast." He laid out his plan. Fleets of Malik's filters could be mass-produced using scrap materials already on Mars. Instead of billion credit shipments from Earth, colonists could build them with local resources. It was genius, simple, scalable, and revolutionary. But it also meant Novascorp would lose its monopoly on life support systems. Reginald's board would never allow it. The next day, they convened. Suited men and women in gleaming attire laughed off the idea. "We can't give colonists independence," one director scoffed. "We profit from their need for Earth shipments. This boy's invention is a threat." Malik stood his ground, glaring at the towering executives. "People are dying. My dad is dying. And you're worried about credits?" The board dismissed him, but Reginald surprised everyone. "We're going with the boy's plan," he declared. "Effective immediately." Gasps filled the room. "Reginald, have you lost your mind?" But there was steel in the CEO's voice. "Sometimes saving lives is worth more than profits. Malik sees what we've forgotten. Novascorp exists to serve humanity, not enslave it." The board voted against him. But Reginald, wielding his controlling shares, overrode them. Production began the next day. Climax. Mars lit up with hope as Malik's devices were deployed across the colony. Oxygen levels rose, hospitals filled with recovering patients, and colonists cheered Malik's name. The boy became a symbol of ingenuity and resilience. But success drew enemies. Rival corporations tried to bribe Malik. When that failed, they attempted to sabotage his devices. One evening, as Malik returned from the hospital, shadowy figures cornered him in an alley. "You're costing powerful people a fortune, kid," one sneered. "Walk away, or your daddy won't be the only one gasping for air." Before Malik could react, security drones swooped in. Reginald had assigned them to protect the boy. The attackers were captured, but the warning was clear: Malik's invention had disrupted the entire interplanetary economy. Back in the hospital, Malik's father's condition worsened. The doctors admitted they had no cure for the lung damage. "Even with more oxygen, his body's too far gone," they explained. Desperate, Malik begged Reginald. "Please, sir. Novascorp has secret medical tech, right? Experimental stuff. Just give him a chance." Reginald hesitated. His company did have forbidden treatments reserved only for elites. Granting them to a poor man broke every corporate rule. Yet as he saw Malik's tears, he made a decision. He personally authorized the treatment. Within days, Malik's father began to recover. For the first time in years, he could breathe without machines. Malik hugged Reginald in gratitude, catching the CEO off guard. "Thank you, sir. You saved him." But Reginald shook his head. "No, Malik. You saved him. And you saved Mars." Ending. Months passed. Mars colony thrived like never before. Novascorp's stock dipped at first but then soared as colonists poured loyalty and contracts back into the company that had given them freedom. Reginald had gambled everything, but it paid off. Malik was offered a permanent position, but he surprised everyone. "I'll work with your scientists, but I'm not for sale. My inventions belong to the people." Instead, he founded the Johnson Initiative, a program teaching underprivileged kids across Earth and the colonies how to invent, create, and dream beyond their circumstances. Reginald attended the launch ceremony. Standing beside Malik's father, who now walked tall and strong, he addressed the crowd. "I once believed wealth was power," the CEO confessed. "But this boy showed me true power lies in compassion and imagination. Malik reminded me why humanity left Earth for the stars, not for profit, but for survival, for hope, for each other." The audience erupted in applause as Malik stepped forward. He raised his hand, not in arrogance but in determination. "We'll build a future where no kid has to beg for a chance," Malik said. "A future where even the poorest can change the stars." Reginald looked at him with something like pride. He had started the day mocking a poor black boy desperate for a job. Now, that same boy had reshaped not only Mars but the destiny of humankind. And deep down, Reginald knew Malik was just getting started.